2023 Christmas time, so I wish all of you guys Merry Christmas. We are celebrating by building a 75-liter Oase tank in this video. Stay with me. Welcome to the beautiful world of aquascaping. What is Christmas? The Christian world is celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ, our Savior. And why do I say our Savior? Because I'm coming from a Christian family. My grandfather was a Protestant priest, actually, and I take my faith very seriously. With that said, our culture is concentrating a lot on Santa Claus and all the presents that gives us and gives to our kids. It's a great opportunity for us to bring the family together and have a good time with our immediate families. And it is a great time of the year, and I thought that to choose something, a theme that would point to that, and let me read you a verse. The narrow and wide gates. Enter through the narrow gate. For wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate and narrow the road that leads to life, and only few find it. Matthew 7:13-14 from the Bible. I want to build a mountain today. I want to build two paths. Gate at the bottom of that hill, and then you've got the narrow path that is more difficult to walk, but it leads up to the mountain where you have a beautiful view, right? That's just not plants into substrate, throwing rocks, because that will show, okay? It will be not intriguing. So if you want to build something, you need to have a story behind it. And if the story has some symbolism in it, you've got a plus. I'm sure that by the end of this video, when you watch the end result, you're going to see at least some parts of this story, and you're going to start thinking, which type am I? Am I going towards the easier things that everybody does, that probably leads to like maybe less perspective, but it's equally fulfilling when you do that? Or I'm walking the difficult path that has a promise of life, promise of views, promise of redemption, perhaps. Oh, too much philosophy. Let's start working. The top of the hill should be in golden ratio, so that the path should lead up here. It's going to be a very steep path, so we need to glue it with the liquid super glue. And on the right side you will have the wider road that would lead to nothing, actually, because I want to close this whole thing with the rock. Gary is here to help us. Power Sand Advanced L. Christmas came early for me. This is my new tool bag from ADA. I'm distancing the base layer fertilizing substrate, which will actually help a little bit with the oxygenation of the soil, because the grain size is bigger, as you can see, so the water can flow through the soil better. And I'm distancing it from the front glass because I don't want that to be visible. The clay-based soil is absolutely imperative for closing in the nutrients from this, so this should not be in contact with the water column. I don't want to use it in the foreground because I will have a sand foreground. So I'm using it all the way in the background, concentrated on this side where you have the hill. This should be enough. These are crushed petrified wood stone pieces. How about that?
Yeah, maybe works.
This is more intriguing, like that. Okay. And then we will continue the line, and perhaps we need to make a bigger gate on the right side. No, it's too wide. Yeah, that's probably. I will glue everything together, just little patches, to make the maintenance easier and so that they don't move everywhere. So let me tell you where we stand. I made the narrow gate and I made the wide one, which is ready. This part of the aquarium will be flat and this part will be a hill. See? It holds perfectly. So the path will lead to the right. Go until this point, and then it will turn again and come up there. A little bit of fine filter mesh. That will prevent the soil from rolling forward in the cracks. I need like a really big hill over here. So I need a bigger rock. So I'm just building it brick by brick, putting the Lego pieces together as Josh Sim put it. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm bringing the path which starts in this crevice. It moves up, moves to the right, moves to the left, moves to the right, and then moves to the left again. So we need to raise it all the way to this point. It's going to be a very steep path. I love this stone, the petrified wood stone. It is my absolutely favorite one. You can actually buy it from Green Aqua. We ship to most European countries. And you can actually ask us to help assemble some kind of structure for you. So you can specify what kind of rocks would you like, and we have also a service for that. Check out the details on our website. I also need some fine filter mesh. Then we will have a second terrace on the right side. Now I'm on the detailing phase, so I need to add as many smaller peaks as possible. So I've got the layers, I've got the lines, and now I need to add details. What are the layers, by the way? The first layer is the foreground, the second layer is this place here, the third layer is probably this place, the fourth layer is this one. And I have a triangle composition. I have the lines, 1 line, 2 line, 3 line, 4 line. Just, don't worry about me. I'm getting tired of scaping. The only way is this one, but not beautiful enough. This one is a nice one. We need to stop people from climbing up this road. That's the problem here. Because we need to have a choice between that and this one, the narrow one. And now this one needs to be closed down. So there are only 2 ways, right side, left side, no other way up. Maybe I could even put another smaller stone to like close it even more. Okay, so what about the Christmas tree or some kind of like a wood that has Christmas moss on, and we can place this here. Just one detail, that does nothing, it's just there. The idea is to use the ADA Colorado sand because it has the reddish tint, and I've been using this combination before and it works perfectly. It makes the whole thing a little bit monochromatic, but the fact that we will add detail, the texture of the rocks comes out, and also the green will compensate it immensely. And now I have the red bucephalandras and the crypts, so it's going to look great. We're talking about gates, we're talking about narrow roads, we're talking about symbolism. And actually, if you look at the different religions, Buddhism, Hinduism, the road itself has a meaningful element in almost all of them. And if you look at the famous aquascapes, maybe 80–90% of the aquascapes have some kind of path in it that leads somewhere. So that is one important element. And when I'm thinking about why we have that, I could just say that it's because with the road we can have a simple detail in an aquarium that would bring something to us. But I think that we humans are really connected to the symbolism of that. So we are looking for roads that lead us somewhere. We are looking for the ways of life, for the ways of doing things. How about that for symbolism? I hope I didn't lose you guys. Another element that is often coming to us is the mountains, and we're building mountainscapes in aquascaping, and we have sacred mountains in different cultures. The question is, why do we feel attracted to that? So why is the mountain something sacred? So what's happening when you go up, and why all the hikers trying to climb Mount Everest, for example? What is there? What is the spirituality of it? We are ready with the hardscape, time for planting. I've got different types of plants, lots of bucephalandras. I'm planting the bigger plants in the foreground and the smaller plants in the background. I have one Ranunculus inundatus, which is a plant that will run everywhere, but I will only use 1 or 2 patches of it. And then I have the Cryptoparva, and I can use that in many cool places. The small Cryptocoryne, the Albida brown, which is right there, will go well with the Cryptocoryne spiralis tiger, and that's going to go in the back. I hope I'm not destroying the scale of this tank with that. All the Albida browns will go in just in front of it, create a nice transition between the foreground and the background. We have the Micrantemo Monte Carlo, which will be planted everywhere else. And also I'm using the Eleocharis Pusilla Mini in between. It's a mixture of Monte Carlo and hairgrass. I want less of that and more of Monte Carlo. Small bucephalandras will live in here in the cracks. The question of the day is whether I should take this out or not. So I'll make Sanyi and Donny vote. Sanyi, out or in? Out. Donny, out. Mickey, out. Chubby? Out. Okay, unanimous vote. This comes out of it. It's too big for this, please. There we go. I'm going to take the Christmas moss. Will come to live on this rock. Duoteroline is the perfect tool for this moss. It doesn't decompose under the water. Vietnamese colibri fish, that is the fish that I'm going to introduce in this one, Tanictis mikagemae, if I pronounce it right. Probably not, but don't worry about it. It will look great in this tank. Do not go anywhere, because we're going to show you in a moment how this tank looks in a couple of weeks after we introduce the fish. And I want some nice shrimp to just walk around and symbolize the people who have the choice between the narrow and the wide path, the road that leads to life or the road that leads to perdition. Please tell me what you think about this build, and we'll see you in the next video, and Merry Christmas to all. Goodbye.